Happy New Year, everybody. It's Doc Picks by Tim, and I want to talk about Cleanspark really quick, and I'm also going to touch on Bitcoin. I was cruising through Facebook here, and I saw Cleanspark recently posted this it's like a media kit, and it's actually through Dropbox, but we're going to check it out real quick, and I'm going to go over the chart and end with Bitcoin. And this is actually through Dropbox, so that's kind of interesting. I haven't covered Dropbox before, but I'm thinking about covering it soon. It is a stock that I'm considering purchasing at its price, but let's get into the video here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Dropbox though, or if you have any of it. But we're here at the CleanSpark Media Kit, and I'll leave a link below for that, as well as a bunch of rewards for different exchanges, of course, and let's check this out. So we've got their Bitcoin mining, energy technologies. Here's the leadership, of course, Zach Bradford and Matthew Schultz. And of course, here you have their timeline. You can look through that. The locations that their different branches operate at, with the mining facilities on the right on the East Coast, and then we have corporate headquarters, offices, and the energy division in California and across the West Coast, Midwest. And then you get some stats, Bitcoin by the numbers as of 11:30. So this is the end of November. 12,900 miners deployed, 2 mining facilities plus a co-mining location, and a year-to-date Bitcoin production of 1,301. And of that 1,301, they are holding 838 with a total of 478 converted for operational growth, i.e. more miners, and they are working on the immersion technology, which will give them a better hash rate as well. But it's nice to see this, and it does look like they're kind of working on their PR a little more. They do have a YouTube page, so check that out. I'll try to leave you guys a link in a card up above or something. But check it out. It's definitely a good thing to see them kind of marketing their brand more, and I expect great things with CleanSpark in 2022. Now, as for the analysts, we only have one covering it with a $16 price target. And looking at the analysts, it's Kevin of HC Wainwright with a $16 price target, like I said, and this was put out 11 days as of this upload here. So my expectation is as we get into the new year, Bitcoin potentially doesn't get into this crypto winter, which I don't expect. I do expect a little bit of sideways action with Bitcoin, potentially, and most likely I think there's just going to be some continued fear about the cycle ending, getting into crypto winter, and I think that's partly why we've been kind of down in the last couple days, couple weeks even. We tried to hold over 68 and had a little trouble, and then we just continued downwards. But as Bitcoin holds or potentially works its way back to 50, holds over 50 over the coming months potentially, I do expect a lot of analysts to start getting into CleanSpark, and especially as CleanSpark turns around, which I do expect to start working towards that 12, up above, maybe towards his price target of 16, of course. And that's when the price targets start coming in, and then we get into kind of this buying frenzy, a continued buying frenzy, and FOMO buyers, of course, and all that good stuff. I am going to give you a midterm price target of $20 on CleanSpark. I do think that they will see 20 in not too much time. That's just my expectation. I mean, based on where the market cap's at, based on how far we've gone down, just like with last time when the previous earnings report came out, we reached this base, bounced, we reached it again, but then fell a little bit further. I think a little bit of last second tax loss harvesting very likely. Also Bitcoin kind of trading flat, just losing momentum. A lot of retail losing faith. Every time we get one good green day, we seem to just get all these red days. So sentiment is really bad lately with a lot of these small caps. So it's one thing to consider. But looking at the RSI, we are oversold. We are hovering above oversold actually. And I want to see this double bottom. I want to see us have some green in the beginning of January. Maybe we'll get that reversal and then we'll move further. Otherwise, we'll likely trade sideways for the first couple weeks of January. I'm already going to come into this expecting that. I do think it's potentially at a buy where it's at if you're long term. If you're short term, you might want to wait for it to bottom out, form a base, and then start turning back to the upside. But let's get into Bitcoin and look how they look how they kind of line up very similarly. This is the same time frame, very close to it, beginning of September to now. As you see, Bitcoin, we are trying to form this solid base here, right at about 45. You see this double bottom here before taking off, another double bottom coming in. We're trying to come up and stay over the EMAs, get a little bullish again. The MACD is curling. We're right in the middle on the RSI. We need to try to retest this 50 again, come back over 50 and hold. We're having trouble with that. And we had this trend upwards. We broke it and we've been coming down ever since. We couldn't hold. Previous attempt to break out. The media is calling CleanSpark just a Bitcoin miner now, saying it's clear that, you know, since the revenue was mostly Bitcoin mining, they're just pushing the microgrid to the side. I don't think that's the case. And in the last earnings call, they were mentioning that there were supply constraints with the microgrid and the energy business side of things. So we'll see, I bet, very soon on an update on that. And if we do get positive news about the microgrid side of things, maybe next earnings report, we actually have an increase in revenue on that side, then I bet you CleanSpark can very easily break out and it won't trade along with Bitcoin as much as it has been lately. They have been just kind of trading more fluidly together. It seems at times they can kind of diverge, break out from each other, because CleanSpark is also a, you know, energy play. It's not just Bitcoin, but with it right now being seen as just a Bitcoin mining play, I think for a while we will trade very close with how Bitcoin is trading, like sentiment wise and just percentages up and down. That's my expectation with CleanSpark and Bitcoin. I do expect some potential sideways action for the first couple weeks until we get a nice breakout and we start looking bullish in 2022, get through those fears of crypto winter. Just give it some time, be patient. You know, with Bitcoin, I'm just continuing to dollar cost average in and soak up my rewards with BlockFi, Voyager, etc. But thanks as always, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I put out a video every day. Happy 2022, guys. Thanks as always, and I'll see you next time. Bam.